And welcome. Welcome to all that are here and all that are going to be present throughout this week for this video. And thank you for your patience. We're trying to navigate this process with YouTube and the fact that they're, front loading all the commercials into videos and stuff like that. So we're trying to keep things limited in the time and extent of the videos to keep us underneath that range, but we're also finding that they're increasing the commercials anyway. So what I'm going to try to do is open first with a clarity of understanding, do a short meditation, and then lead you in that meditation for now. And Andreas is working right now to set us up to move to Vimeo so he can provide you with the meditations without commercial interruptions. So bear with us. We are thankful for your patience and look forward to the opportunity to serve you. And on that note, kind of interesting because it may kind of like work because people could get frustrated with these kind of things. But I would ask people to consider, what if the very things that Yeshua actually said in Aramaic are true? What if God spoke to the truth and reality through Yeshua that Elohim, God Creator, is present within us, that has formed a perfect and holy union within you from spirit to spirit, God's spirit unto your spirit. Last week we talked about the difference of spirit, soul, and body, that we are triune in nature. This week we're into the place of recognizing that God, the omnipresent, omnipotent form, creator, blessed in the fullness of creation, is resident in you. In addition to that, Yeshua said malchut, which means heaven is already in you. That being said, there is so much that's unfolding in our world and experiences of our day, our earthly journey, in the encounter of relationships, and people want spiritual healing, emotional healing, relational healing. There is much that is needing to be presented. But I would ask, what if God is already the blessed result and God is resident within you? Due to that reality, the words that Yeshua spoke, that God is present within, God is the blessed result, God is the blessed answer. Yet Yeshua said that you would do greater things than I, as the Spirit of God dwells within you, yet we are not doing that. What if we are the ones holding back the inevitable result of the perfect God revealed through us in the heavens restored? And the way we're holding that back is by our personal reactions to what is presented before us in our life journey. Andreas and I were talking about this earlier. What if we encounter something that's uncomfortable? The fact that we've named it uncomfortable makes it uncomfortable, instead of something unfolding that's supposed to provide us an opportunity to recognize, how would God transmute it if I got out of the way? How would God's presence make it new? So if we want to see the new heaven and the new earth present, we need to change our response to what rises. If an individual embraces the fears and concerns that they're going to be robbed within their home, they're opening themselves spiritually to that exact happening, in the fact that they are fearful or having to set up external protections in order that this might not happen. If a person approaches an argument or a debate with the possibility that war is justified, even though they're not in war yet, but if you allow for the possibility of it to be there, that in itself is our personal reaction. And we will present to ourselves an opportunity to tempt our moral base, to tempt God's presence within us, to say, nope, war is justified. I seriously question that. If we totally trusted in God within and not our willingness to embrace lesser reactions or lesser responses, we would encounter God, not the spirit of war. So again, the question being, what if God is the blessed result? And what if we are the ones holding back his omnipresence, his omnipotence, her perfect and inevitable result of God revealed by the heavens restored? The holding back is directly tied to our personal reactions to what we are encountering within our lives. So if we witness somebody that is passed into new life, can we honestly allow ourselves to embrace God's total perspective in the fact that the person was not taken from us, but God received them in the fullness of love? That this was part of their earthly process, was to walk this journey to this point, then be birthed into new life. It is not out of suffering that we can witness these things, but if we can witness these things as God within us, we would then be empowered by it to recognize, okay, now where can we find the blessing for others? Where can we find the encouragement within ourselves to extend to others? So I would ask that you might extend into the deepest place, that espousia, the deepest place within you, which is God's own spirit, resident within you. And as we breathe in this moment, I ask that you might breathe in the Abwoon malchut, the living breath, Abwoon, of God within you, to recognize that heaven is already in you and present to rise once you recognize the divine response, not the human reaction. So we open our hearts in the deepest measure of God's love and we breathe deep. And as we breathe, I want to remind you to head out to Amazon and order your Covenant in Love, the book, which explains all these understandings for you. There are so many people that are responding back saying they are blessed in the knowledge that they gain from it, and they find a peace in knowing that they touch upon the living presence of God within in the meditative processes taught within it and the processes that we share each week. So as we breathe deep, search your heart, trust and know that God is within you, and breathe as one within our living Creator. We breathe deep. Yeshua alachalam unalachalebeeshma adibiandro Abwoon sabalabiandre kiniketu yoshmachala. Remembering that the Azrae, this position, this place within your body, we breathe deep. Azrae inai sala alchalma khundala. We return as one salabala khundala kedibeshna, to be sustained and supported by the living breath that is Abwoon within us. We trust and breathe as one. We surrender now as I release you into this time of meditation, and I encourage you to remain within this meditation for at least 21 breaths. Allow yourself to be stretched beyond your norms when you are alone. 21 breaths seems too easy. Carry it further. Work within the breath. Allow the breath to be soft and gentle on the intake, cycling into an immediate and gentle exhale. Allowing the living breath of God to dictate the pace, the timing, and the spiritual release from all things revealed. Be blessed as you meditate through Yahweh Elohim, Yeshua, Abwoon. continue on. Amen.